Hello, everybody, and welcome to Project Life Thursday. Here we are finally in the second half of my album. I did this title page. I think this is one that I did for my membership group, My Life Simply Documented. And then here you see July, and nothing is done for July. I have some traditional layouts in here, and I will definitely be doing a photo drop into July and then into August as well. I'm a little bit out of order posting these videos. And then also here's Stories of Home, which I have already done in the membership group, Life Simply Documented. But today what I'm doing for you guys is I'm setting up September. And that is because I set up September when I was doing Stories of Home because I needed to know how my September was going to look. So that's another reason that these are a little bit out of order. But you will definitely see me drop the photos into July and into August. Here I have all of my September products from Ali Edwards. I will not be getting Stories of Home from Ali Edwards next year. I just don't feel like I'm using enough of the product and the kit to continue to get it. I love the chipboard and I love the word phrases, but like these things here with the month, like I never use those. I just feel like there's a lot of pieces that I'm not using. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel that subscription at the end of the year. I want to get it through the end of December. So what I'm using here is some of the All About Autumn pattern paper from Stampin' Up, which is highly coveted because it keeps going out of stock. And then I'm also using this paper. This is from Close to My Heart several years ago. You can't even get it anymore. And you can see I've cut it up, and I don't have all of it. So I'm going to be using those pieces, and then I'm going to supplement that autumn paper. I would have used all of the autumn paper, but like I said, it is highly coveted because it's out of stock all of the time. Like it's hard to get it in stock. So here is where Stories of Home is going to be. And if you're in the membership group, you can laugh with me because you already know the huge mistake that I made for Stories of Home, and I had to fix it. Thank goodness I figured it out before I dropped all of the digital products that I created. But I totally messed up, and it was we all got quite a laugh out of it. So I have some page protectors, and I am just showing where Stories of Home is going to be. And I really am trying to figure out exactly how Stories of Home and the extra items are going to fit into my album. And honestly, that is where I always start when I am setting up my month, is figuring out what extra stories I have to tell and what page protectors I need. So now that I have that figured out, we're going to dive right into setting it up. I'm going to use this pumpkin pattern paper, which I love. And then I'm going to take these vellum circles. I really loved them in the kit this month. I'm going to add that to that title card piece. And then you see that I have the rest of the 3x4 pieces laid out. I'm going to add a chipboard piece to the middle of that vellum circle. And then that way, behind the chipboard piece on the vellum, I can add a little bit of adhesive, and it will be covered up. Now that would totally fit into the pocket, totally fine. I don't actually need adhesive on there, but just so that it doesn't fall out or something weird doesn't happen, I'm going to add a little bit of liquid adhesive behind the chipboard piece. And then that will go in the pocket. And then down the middle, you see that I have a couple of the pieces of pattern paper. And these just slide in. And then I really love the September 3 things. That's really why I want to get the kit through the end of the year from Ali Edwards, is because I would like to I've used that every month in my spreads, the 3 things for the month card, and I would like to continue to do that. So I'll get the kit through the end of the month. So I'm just laying these out. Again, I'm just, figuring out how I want them. Sometimes I put photos in my 3x4 pockets. Sometimes it's journaling, and sometimes I just leave it as a filler piece. I have this that says September Memories. I felt like it matched the paper that I was using that I had decided to use. It matched really well. So that will go right down the middle. And then I'm going to also show what I do with my September calendar. I don't think I end up using that pattern paper. I know I don't use that pattern paper for that piece right there, but I thought I might. And here I'm just trying to figure out, because I don't have much of that pattern paper left. So I really want to make sure that I have enough for, because this is going to be a 12 by 12 piece. Like the only thing that's going in this pocket is the pattern paper and then the die cut that says home. So if you're not in my membership group, and you don't know, the thing that I messed up is you will notice that home, the die cut that I designed, it says H and then there's a heart and then it says OM. And that was supposed to say home with the O being the heart. And I did not realize I designed the die cut. I cut it out. I glued it to my layout. I did the whole thing, never once realizing that I had made that mistake. Did not realize it until I was doing the voiceover for Stories of Home. And then all of a sudden I realized that's not right. So I had to fix it. I fixed the SVG, and when I uploaded it to the group, everybody had the right one. But it was quite funny that I didn't even realize I had done that through all of those steps. So now I have a couple inserts that I'm going to have, and I just base this on the photos that I've taken for the month. So I just look through my phone, I see what photos I've taken. If there were any events, I knew Stories of Home would be a standalone event, and then anything else that happened, I will pick out page protectors and add those into my album. So that's how I know when I'm adding my paper and stuff into these, or the page protectors. That's how I'm determining that. So I just look through and decide. I really was trying to use this this heart that says just this. I kept trying to use it. I tried using it several times. I don't think I ended up using it. It was left over from a previous project. So here I'm just creating a filler card. I wanted to show you how I do this sometimes. So this is just a 3x4 designer, like the paper, and then I've just taken another piece of paper. I've added a strip to that, and that will be a filler card. I can add a photo to that, or I can add some journaling to it. I can just add a chipboard piece and put it in the pocket. There's lots of things. I never know exactly what I'm going to do. And sometimes, like you see, I just added that chipboard heart to that pocket because I thought, well, maybe if I add a photo or something to that pocket, then I can add that chipboard piece over that. So sometimes I will just add things into the pocket knowing like, oh, I'll probably use this. I really wanted to use these vellum hearts, or not these vellum, the vellum circles. And so I wanted to use the ones that came in the kit. So you saw the one I did for the 4x6 spot up in the corner. So then I took this one, and it's really easy to cut vellum. So I realized I could just do it on the trimmer, or you can do it with scissors. I cut this right down the middle, and then I'm going to add it to these pockets, and that's going to be perfect. It's the perfect size for a 3x4 pocket. I don't even have to glue it down if I don't want to. I can just add it. I could add journaling over it, or like I said, I could add a photo. I love that half circle that says lovely, and then the vellum circles. And then the same thing, I'll do this up here. That will be perfect. I think that's going to be that pocket pieces right there, I think will be a lunch I had with a friend. So again, you see that I just add that to the pocket, and I just think like, well, maybe I'll use this. Here are a couple of the other cards that I decide they don't necessarily match, and I'm not going to use those. So I'll set them aside, and I will end up putting them away. Like I'll just put them with my September stuff. So here I'm going to decorate the calendar. I really love, this is probably my favorite calendar of the entire year. I love the way that it came out. I'm going to add some of this pattern paper to the very top, and you see that I just like, I'm eyeballing it. I'm not making it perfect. I held it up, I bent it over, and then I'm going to cut that. And then the calendar is 8.5 by 11. So I know where to cut it on that side. I'm going to add this strip to the very top, of the page, and then to the very bottom of the page, and then I'm gonna also have like a couple strips of other patterns that's gonna go on there. And then I'm gonna use the word phrase stickers in a really different way than I have in the past, and this is a great way. It ended up being a great way to use up the word phrase stickers. And I'm a huge fan of using up my product. It gives me so much joy when I can use something up completely and I know that I've gotten use out of the things that I've purchased. So I add this to the top, and then like I said, I'll add a strip to the bottom. And then I'm going to take this vellum circle and I'm going to add it to the top of the calendar, but I'm not going to do it quite in the middle. I'm going to do it off to the side. I think it will end up being off-centered a little bit, and that is going to look really cool. And then it also allows me to be able to use this vellum circle, and I used them up. I think that we had 4 of them in the kit and I used all of them, which is really awesome. So here I just cut that. Again, I just eyeballed it. It didn't need to be perfect. I think I even cut it. Yeah, see, I even cut it down a little bit more. And I'm just using my little tiny trimmer that I have. And then I'm going to add that. I'm going to add one of the word phrase stickers so I can put the glue again behind the word phrase sticker. So this says Hello September because I did cover up September. Now my card that says September 3 is right there. You can see it. And then the divider in my actual album says September. So that you know that it's September, like it's no mystery, but I wanted something at the top that said September since I covered up September. So this was all I was going to do. I was going to do the word phrase sticker at the top, but then that sparked another idea when I saw it. So this is where I just like to encourage you to try things, because my idea was just to have that Hello September at the top. I thought it was a great way to make sure the calendar was marked as September, and I had no other thought about the word phrase stickers. But once I saw it on the calendar, it totally sparked a new idea. And so by trying different things, it will help you to see something different, like to see something that you've never seen before, you've never thought about before. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's like one layout, it's one calendar. There's definitely layouts in my Project Life album that I don't love, and then see right here, I was like, originally I was going to use the polka dots, but when I went to flip it over to glue it, I realized that I actually liked the other side better. So I just like to encourage you to try different things and not worry about if it doesn't come out perfect. I kind of learned this with journaling and like the planner stuff that I do, that, I always want things to be perfect. I want like the perfect idea, and I want things to come out really perfect. And sometimes you just have to dive in. Sometimes you just have to get a journal, open up a page, and do something. And maybe it doesn't come out perfect, but maybe you learn something from it. And I think that applies to crafting and our scrapbooking and memory keeping. Sometimes things don't come out exactly how we thought that they would. And that's okay. And it's just one page, and you turn the page and you're looking at different photos or a different layout, or you have another opportunity to take what you've learned from something that you've done and make it better and change it. So here, when I saw that word phrase sticker up top, I thought, what if I layered these? Like, instead of doing stamping, like I like doing the stamping, but instead of doing the stamping on the calendar, what if I layer these word phrase stickers? And at the beginning of the year, when I started doing these calendars different, instead of just writing in all of the things and using it as a space to do some extra journaling or documenting, and I started stamping on the calendar, I didn't know that I would like it. I didn't know if it was something that I would want to keep doing. And I never would have thought that I would be cutting up Project Life cards or using word phrase stickers on my calendars. But stamping on them and trying that opened up the ideas for me to do something different. And so I love the way that calendar page turned out. It's one of my favorite calendar pages. There will be photos on my website for sure of this of the pages that are done, and then you will definitely see the photos drop for September. I'm going to go ahead and take that vellum piece, and I'm just trying to find a place for it. I don't want to just throw it away because it's still usable and I still can like use it in a different pocket. So I'm just going to put it in that pocket and I'll be able to use it there. And then I'm taking some chipboard pieces, and I'm just trying to see what I might want to use. I lost that chipboard piece. It totally went into July. I had to find it. It like slipped through the pages. I was trying to think of what I was doing. And then here, I'm just going to add, I'm not sure what I'm doing. Let's just see. Let's just hang out for a minute and see what I'm doing. I'm cutting some paper. Sometimes I'm voiceovering and I'm like, I don't remember what I was doing. Or I'm like, I don't know what else to say about this. Like, I'm scrapbooking. Anybody else scrapbooking with me right now? Okay, so I changed the paper, I think is what I ended up doing. And I had thought about adding that chipboard piece because it's a half circle. I really love it. It says this week's gratitudes. So maybe that's what I add there. Some of the chipboard has adhesive on the back and some of it doesn't. You have to add it. I like using my liquid glue for that. You can move things around and change things if you like you have a few seconds to move them around and place them. So then here I go again, just trying to decide what I want to do. And again, a lot of times I wasn't in September at this point. Like I didn't even have my photos printed at this point. And so sometimes I just leave things in pockets knowing that once I have the photos, then that will make a difference. And I will be able to use chipboard pieces or vellum pieces on photos or in different spots. So I will add that. And then that is my September setup. I will have stories of home in there. The next time you see this, you'll see photos and you'll see stories of home. So I hope you enjoyed this Project Life Thursday video. There are 2 other videos here on the screen for you that you can check out. If you can give this video a thumbs up, that would be great because then YouTube is nice to me. So thank you guys so much, and I will catch you in my next video.